Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Screezilla here, and I hope you're all well. And yes, I'm back on YouTube, gaming, live, thingy, doohickey, whatever you call it. The YouTube live thing. I thought I would give YouTube another try for streaming, just because I was sort of thinking about going to Twitch, and also my T-Rex mug has got much coffee, and I know it's an abomination to have coffee in a teacup, but it's the only sort of, it was this or we have a bucket of coffee, so I've chosen this. It's a little bit more civil. And yes, for some reason I woke up extremely early and decided to do a stream, because that's what you do when you wake up early, is you go, what am I going to do today? I'm going to stream, because that seems like a good idea. Yeah, I don't know why. Terrible idea, really. So, yes, we are up and we are live, and things are happening, and the stream is there, and hopefully everything's working, and hopefully everything is good. I've just got to do my usual things of putting up stuff to say that I am live and streaming and all that jazz, because, you know, you've got to do that, because that's important. So bear with me while I do some housekeeping and get this all done, because, you know, it's needed to be done. So you know, the important thing. For some reason, Facebook thinks I'm a robot. Okay, that's good. Done. So how is everybody today? I hope you're all well. I am doing okay. As I said, for some reason, I'm up very early, so, you know, I don't know why I'm up so early, just now, because, you know, sometimes you just wake up and you think, yeah, I'm gonna stream today.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
Okay.
I don't wanna waste what's left. Storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Alright, so things have been posted, things have been said, everything should be good. Let us boogie. Oh. Let us boogie, let us go along. So yeah, it's World of Warships today, so something a bit different. Decided to actually play some World of Warships on the channel, instead of War Thunder. I know, it's weird, isn't it? It feels odd. It feels odd playing something different. Oh, I just don't know what to do with myself. But, you know, it's something a bit different now and again, and you've got to do it sometimes. So anyway, World of Warships today. So I'm thinking, what's the operation? Operation Dynamo still. Do I really want to do that? I have 5-starred it, I think can't speak. I think I've 5-starred it. Let's have a look, see. Yeah, I have 5-starred it. I guess I could do it as a warm-up run. It's a bit of a pain in the butt though, because it is just destroyers. Yeah, look, it's a good warm-up for the day. So let's do a operation just to start us off. So we'll be using the Man, And as you can see, I've actually got some premium time, which is fantastic. Thank you, Wargaming. They gave me some premium time, which was really nice of them. And a few crates as well. Also, there's the Royal Navy doohickey going on at the moment, so I really want to actually get some of the destroyers, much like the French battleships when they came out. They have this, basically you can play and win missions where you have to complete the mission and then you get the ship, which is really awesome. You get free stuff. It's nice. It's nice of them. It's nice when companies give you free stuff. And they're not arseholes about things. Now I need to just test, of course, whether chat is working. I think I read cheat is working. Well done. Well done, Scree. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well done. You see my spelling mistakes. And chat is indeed working. But for some reason... At least it's coming up on the screen, so that's the main thing. So, cheat is working. For some reason I can't spell, but cheat is indeed working, so... That is a big thing. It's always nice when cheat works. Complete idiot. Oh dear. Anyway, so yeah, World of Warships. This is a game that I play a lot just to wind down after I play other games. It's a game I really enjoy, actually. I pretty much love World of Warships, and I have done since the release. It's a really fun warship arcade style simulator. It's not super arcadey, which is nice, but it's not a sim. You know, it's not a pure simulator. You know, like there's hit points, there's, you know, set damage for weapons, you know, like there's a lot of arcadey stuff in there, but it works really well for the content. And you know, battleships are fun, destroyers are fun, all the classes are fun, which is what you want in a video game. You actually want them to be fun, kind of nice. It's an added bonus. You know, it's one of those weird things that, you know, you just don't have often in video games. It's just this weird, you know, enjoyable, fun content thing. You know, who wants fun content when you can, you know, just have something that you know, makes you grind for ages? You know, like that, because grinding is fun. Grinding is what we enjoy about games. Alright, so we've got the Minsk, which is an okay boat. We've got a lot of Farragut's, and then we have the Gallant. The Gallant's not great in this because it lacks anti-aircraft defense. And Operation Dynamo is based off of Darby Kirk, because that's what the operation was called, Operation Dynamo, the rescue of the troops over there. So what we've got to do is, when we load in, and we hopefully will load in, please load in, please work. When we finally load in, about 4 minutes after the game starts, we've basically got to go and rescue soldiers from the beaches, from the fields, in the streets, in our cities, in our towns. But we've got to go rescue the troops from the beaches, and we've got to keep our little boats safe as well. But you've got to watch out, because over here, where you see the ship sinking there's a minefield. So all of this area is mined up. So you can't just sail through that, because if you do, you're going to go boom. But also there's lots of planes. And if you know about World of Warships and destroyers, basically they've got terrible anti-aircraft defense. And what the planes are doing is they're spotting for the artillery from the beaches. So you're going to get arties hitting you and damaging you and causing you problems if the spotter planes are up. So you've got to kill them. You know, unfortunately we have very, very bad anti-aircraft defense, so we can't do much. when they do come close enough, we can kind of do some work towards them. But we've not got a huge amount of anti-aircraft defence. So, going to get our ships in here. Now we've become unspotted. Now we've got to get into the circle here and then collect some troops, because the destroyer is going to be carrying troops as well. Now our goal is to transport troops from here back to the British coastline. And the trouble is when you get hit, you lose troops. So, although we've got, like, say, well, we've got 500 troops on board, if we get hit by a bomb, say, we'll lose 50 troops. Because what's happening is, if you've seen the film Dunkirk, you'll understand this, but basically, the ships were just filled to the brim with soldiers. They were transporting 40,000, I think, 50,000 soldiers from these beaches of Dunkirk to the British coast, and they used everything from ocean liners, as you can see here, to paddle steamers, as you can see here, and of course the little sailing ships and fishing vessels and just everything. It was a fantastic bit of propaganda for the British. You know, it was very, you know, oh, we did a fantastic job, what an amazing thing, even though it was a complete and utter disaster. Dunkirk was a complete and utter disaster and balls up, and, you know, the British Expeditionary Forces lost the war. You know, lost the battle, I should say, not the war. They may have lost the battle, but they didn't lose the war. But, you know, that's the thing, is, you know, they managed to spin a PR disaster into an absolute victory. And that is something impressive. And that was done, of course, by Churchill, who was a PR master. He wasn't a great bloke, and I say that with the utmost respect to Mr. Churchill, because he is, you know, I honestly think without him, you know, the British lost the war. But he wasn't the nicest of people. We've also got Chanel boats to take on as well. He's a bit of an arsehole, in all honesty. But we won't go into the full detail of politics of Winston Churchill today, just because it upsets me. Oh, you lucky bastard. You lucky bastard, you. I've got some torpedoes coming in, of course, because these Chanel boats launch torpedoes at our fleet. So, you've got to watch out as well, because the Chanel boat has front-launching torpedo tubes. They've got the bow-launch torpedo tubes, and they were an absolute nightmare in the Second World War. The destroyers and stuff like that, they were a pain in the arse, and they were so quick and nimble, they were very hard to hit. They would often just come to the British coastline and just, you know, spray and pray a few ships just to cause havoc. We're going to keep back with the fleet here just so we can offer some anti-air support, because the Gallant is not going to do anything back here, so we'll keep back here for the anti-air support, and just to keep any stragglers safe. I guess we could have, going into a smoke screen, I guess I could have popped a smoke to keep people safe, but we're getting out of range of the guns. What was I saying? I was saying something anyway. Whatever I was saying. Oh, the Chanel boats, yeah, they were a complete nightmare, and what they would do is cause havoc to the S-boats, S-class destroyers, really make it hard for them. And they would just come to the British coastline and just start spraying them, and just basically spray their machine guns and 20mm cannons at the ships, and just really cause a bit of a nightmare in all honesty. Oh crap, got some Stukas here. It's good to see Stukas in the game. Fire all our anti-aircraft guns, we've taken down a few of them. Take that, you Hun bastards. But of course we've not done a huge amount to them, because they are pretty, well, they're not very strong, but we've got terrible guns, so, you know. Getting a little bit ahead of the fleet here, so we'll just hold back a little bit. Now, Midway Queen, of course, was an actual ship that was involved in it. An absolutely beautiful ship. There is actually a very similar ship that goes around the British Isles, if you're lucky enough to see her, called the Waverley. And she's still in active use. She's a bit bigger than the Midway Queen, I believe. The Midway Queen was a single boiler, I think. The Waverley's got twin boilers. But it's a fantastic old paddle steamer that's still in action, and a beautiful boat. When I was young, I actually got to drive her as well. I got to be on a bridge and captain her for a while, which was very cool. You know, she's basically a working museum ship. Very, very neat. But always used to come to Swanage, which is the town I grew up in when I was in England. Yeah, so we've got a spotter plane coming in. We've got to kill that guy. The spotter planes are evil. Looks like a BF-109er. Sorry, BF-110er. I mean, possibly. But here comes the what he spotted. So let's just go in front of the fleet here and smoke screen away. And this should help just stop the guns hitting any of our fleet. Just give them a bit more protection, basically. Now, we're not using the smokescreen for ourselves, but we're just basically giving it for the other ships. I'm going to turn away and not drive into the minefield, because that's not a good idea. It's not clever to drive into a minefield. Not clever or good. So, doobie-doo-doo. Got some torpedo planes coming in next, and a few bombers as well. And this is where things can start getting dangerous. And of course, where's the bloody RAF? We've got to say that as well. However, the RAF were very busy in the Battle of Dunkirk. They did a lot of action. It's a common misconception that the RAF didn't do anything in the in Dynamo, in this rescue operation. It's a very common misconception, unfortunately, that the RAF were basically just sort of holding back. But you have to remember, the RAF were really struggling at this stage. They'd lost a lot of their planes. They'd lost a lot of their vehicles and crews and members, and you know, it was not easy for them. They had a huge issue. We've got Heinkel HE-111s as bomber planes, as sort of torpedo planes, sorry. So the big old, beautiful bomber. That guy's low health, hopefully you can take him out before he drops torpedoes. Now they're swinging around for their torpedo run. Come on, come on. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Kill it with fire. And this is where, if you've got the defensive fire consumable, it can really help, which I don't, of course, in this. Some of the British destroyers do, I think. That's one of their little gimmicks. Which is kind of cool. This guy's going to be dropping torpedoes soon. He's hopefully just unable to see us because we are in the smoke, and he's sort of just bumbling around doing nothing at the moment. And he's damaged, and come on guns, do your thing. Come on, he's so close, kill him, you can do it. Yes, alright, beautiful, that's the torpedo to take him down, so that's really good news. Next up, we're going to get the RAF coming in, and as I say, the RAF did do a lot in Operation Dynamo. They did a bloody huge amount, and you know, they weren't just sitting on their laurels and weren't just sort of just doing nothing. They did a lot. Launched a ton of torpedoes over there. Not going to hit the Schnell boats, but we'll just do it for fun, please. A lot of them very close to us now. That's disconcerting. If we could hit the broadside of a barn, it would be good. Set it on fire at least. One more dead. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. these things are going to get into our fleet and cause damage, basically. They're just going to cause mass havoc. And that was what they were designed for, and they used to do in the British coast and the Channel and stuff like that. But we've got fighters coming in now, so what we're going to do is we're going to sit around here and help the RAF, basically, because we're going to get the RAF coming in. And as I was saying, the RAF did a great job in this time period, but they didn't have many planes. They were really struggling for vehicles and stuff like that. They were having a hard time. But they did do a lot of work, and they weren't just hiding and sort of not doing anything. They were doing an awful lot to protect the troops. However, what they were doing is they were fighting the enemy over Germany or over the Channel or over their airfields. They were going for attack runs and things like that on the enemy air bases. So the troops weren't seeing them. And it may have been a big mistake to do it that way, because basically it cost morale. And it meant that the the army were very... Well, they weren't very happy with the RAF for a long time, and they thought basically the Royal Air Force had abandoned them and left them to die, basically, which they did not. They really didn't. They did a lot of work. They shot down hundreds of German planes in this time period, but they had to be careful themselves not to lose too many planes, because they were still struggling. They were struggling a lot and rebuilding, and they only had a set amount of planes. They didn't have many Spitfires. They had a few. They had quite a few Hurricanes and things like that, but they didn't have many Spitfires. They had the Starfighters and stuff like that. So, you know, they were running out of planes, basically. Right here, though, if you can get the RAF to basically survive, because they will lose if you don't aid them. If you don't aid them, they will lose that fight, which is very, very frustrating sometimes. But if you get them to win, basically you don't need to worry about planes for the rest of the match. The only thing you need to focus on are these bloody little bastard Schnellboats. My granddad used to fight these little things back in the war. He was on he originally started out on a cruiser. He was on a county class cruiser. I can't remember the name. It's too early in life to remember names and stuff. But he started out on a cruiser, and then he moved down to a destroyer, and he was something. Basically, he was a sonar operator on the destroyer that he was working on. Come on, that was a hit. So he used to work the sonar, and basically, you know, was the one that was hunting U-boats in the Channel and just off the coast of Britain. He worked down off the coast of, actually... Enemy torpedoes, there are torpedoes, that's fine. But yeah, he was basically keeping the Channel free of U-boats, and he worked so basically just off Dover and Portsmouth and stuff like that, keeping the nation safe from the undersea menace. Oh, hey, Schnellboat! Didn't realise you were so close behind me. Have some guns. So yeah, basically that was his job, and he used to say, you know, about the Schnellboats, as they'd just come over and basically just start shooting at you for a little bit, and they just basically would strafe the ships, and they really couldn't do much else unless they sort of torpedoed you, but they didn't generally. That was close. Speaking of torpedoes. That was close. We've done pretty well for the air defence though, 20 planes taken down. I'm happy with that. And I think we've done pretty well for fleet as well. Many of our ships have survived, which is good. So we're going to unload lots of troops, which is a good thing. Let me know as well if you prefer me streaming on YouTube or Twitch too, because I sort of want to know what's working out better really. I'm not sure what I'm going to keep on, what format. I might just keep YouTube. But I might just do both, you know, like that's the thing, I might just do both with Restream eventually, just so I've got both networks going, but I don't know, I don't know. I'm not going to be streaming too often. There we go, operation successful, we have done. Should be 5 stars, I think. We did lose 1 destroyer, so it's not going to be completely perfect, but we should 5-star this baby. So that's something. So that's always good when you get a 5-star, because you get more money and experience. Yep, 5 stars are awesome. So save 7,000 soldiers. Reply to a message. Go. Yeah, so yeah, I might keep with YouTube as well, and just do YouTube and Twitch streaming. Just do them both on Restream. Because I've got quite a few people on YouTube that follow me now, so it's, you know, I don't know. See how it goes. But I know YouTube can struggle sometimes, it gets a bit laggy and things like that. Anyway, so the game. So we made decent chunk of profit there. Almost 200,000 credits. Some decent experience. 10,000 damage, not a huge amount of damage in all honesty. We probably finished quite low. Oh no, we actually didn't do too badly, mainly because of that plane kill. Although the top one, Farragut, 47 plane kills, that is epic. Great job there. And 11 kills, really good work for him. So yeah, not bad at all. Not a bad way to start the day. I like having the option of these operations. I think they're really, really handy to have, and they're really good to have as well. Something that War Thunder is needing is like a decent PvE mode. It's needed. Wargaming are just so much better at it than Gaijin. So, you know, they really need to put all their socks up and actually do something. So anyway, we've got a crate as well, so we'll open up our container so we can get more resources, trial out more signal fans, more Reddits. I said camels there. Don't know why I was going to say camels, but apparently that's what my brain was going to. So we'll open it up, see what we get. Some free experience, a part of the Yamamoto collection, and 100,000 credits. Yeah, that's not too bad actually. Free experience is always nice. So we get that added to our collection. The collections, if you don't know, they're basically... We'll just go and have a look at the Yamamoto collection. So they're basically, you unlock these things, and they're quite cool. They're sort of basically renderings of some of the great fleets and stuff like that, but it's basically a collection, and you unlock things as you go, and ultimately you'll unlock Captain Yamamoto, well, Admiral Yamato. So yeah, you get that, but it's a nice little bonus feature. There's lots of things that you can unlock and get and do things for, and sort of, it's not just getting the vehicles, there's lots of other things you get as well, which is a really good incentive to keep on playing. I think they're actually going to add daily login bonuses as well next patch, which is kind of cool. When I was playing the test server, that's what they were doing, which is really, really neat. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's kind of neat, and it's kind of nice to have that too. So we will just convert some experience as well, because Oh no, wait. Forget that the Marne isn't a aced vehicle yet. The one before it is. Anyway, what should we take out next? What should we do? I feel like Destroyer is a good incentive to then take out something big, and I think I want to take out something big and French. So I think I'm going to take out the Richelieu, which is just a gorgeous French battleship. Very similar to the Normandy. No, sorry, the Dunkirk. Basically, and the Lord Nelson as well, the Nelson class battleship, you know. It's basically all guns up front, and then you've got your secondaries at the rear. Now, the secondaries are not too bad on this thing, so if you look at the secondary fire range, you've got 8.8 kilometers when you've spec'd it right, and that's quite good, because if you do get in close combat, you've got some really good close combat firepower there, especially if you're sort of running away from the ship or something like that. You can really do some damage. And I apologise about my extremely loud neighbour's car as well. Gilbert Brion, I think we don't need to do anything. We're saving up for the next rank, so that's fine. So, let us get started, and let's go for a battle. I'll have a coffee. Coffee. Nectar of the gods. So, away we go. Off to battle we go, off we sail. Now, World of Warships isn't too popular on my channel, I think. It's one of those sort of, I don't know, I think people avoid it a lot and wargaming content because there's sort of this great divide between the two companies. Okay, we are in a big game here. We've got the Isimo, and we've got the Frederick the Great, the Frederick the Gros. So we've got some big battleships coming on, as well as the Mouchai and another Richelieu. But we're better than that Richelieu. There's also a Bismarck and a King George. So they have the battlefield advantage. We have the cruiser advantage, but neither of us have an advantage on destroyers. So, where should we go? That's the big question. We don't want to really separate ourselves from the fleet too much, but we also don't want to allow for the enemy to get past. We could head towards A. There's some good islands around there that we can hide around. But C is always good. I actually like C on this map because there are some really good islands to sneak around in there. Now, the French battleships have engine boosts. That's their sort of a gimmick, so to say, the thing that makes them different from the other battleships. I do love Japanese battleships. They're just so ridiculously big. And of course, there is the ever beautiful Frederick the Great. As well. So something I do at the early games, at the start of matches sometimes, is just have a curve on other ships because they're very pretty. They've done a fantastic job of rendering these boats. They're just so gorgeous looking. You know, they do look fantastic. Although there's no crew on board, of course, and everything like that. They've got the look right, and they look big as well. They feel. The feel of the ships is right as well. They feel big and slow and heavy, and when you turn that rudder, it takes a while for it to react, which is really nice. It looks like everybody is heading towards sea. We're basically all grouped up in one massive fleet at the moment. And the Hipper is just sailing off to his demise. And beautiful chat there. So, you know, just the usual fantastic teamwork of, you know, oh my god, you're an idiot. I can't believe you're not doing what every other person is doing. Why aren't you a lemming? You know. We've got the Richelieu over there. Fire off the salvo. The HE loaded at the moment. Might get some hits on it. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Would be nice to actually have some AP there, because we might have done some really good damage. But we got a good hit there, and we caused a fire. So that is more than perfect. That's more than, you know, that's you can't ask for any more than that, really. Now that ARP is going to be starting to turn. Fire off that salvo. The Richelieu has just completely decimated the Hipper, which is no surprise really. The Hipper that sailed away from the rest of us is now completely gone. Wiped off the planet. Wiped from existence. This guy is turning broadside to the whole fleet. This guy is not going to survive very long. That's a really bad idea. I wish I had AP loaded. Might as well switch to AP now. It's starting to turn a little bit. We should get some hits with our HE rounds though. We've damaged his torpedo tubes, that's something. Got Helena over there. If we had AP loaded and they hit, that would have been it for that guy. He has really got lucky sailing broadside onto this many ships. If he starts to turn, then we're going to really do some damage here. We might get a couple of good hits, we'll see what happens. Two big hits there. Not great, he has angled slightly just to get just that running away. He's turning again. If we get hits on that centre mass and actually go through his citadel, then he is really screwed. He's basically flat onto us at the moment, and flat onto a fair few ships, so this could be really damaging for him if they hit. Come on, give me the citadels. Ah, and we just got one over penetration. That guy is just the luckiest guy on earth, I think. He should go and buy himself a lottery ticket because he has just survived a pummeling like nothing else. He should be dead now. Yeah, there we go. He's finally dead. Alright, we're going to start turning in now, because it looks like the fleet has gone the other direction. Now, we're going to lose this game if we don't pull our socks up. Because they've got 2 points and we've got 1 point. And unless we can just sink the whole fleet, we're not going to win. We need to basically stop them from having that second point to win. Now I've got a fighter plane with me. Richelieu's steaming in this way. No point firing AP at it when it's like that. You might get it turning. St. Louis over there. Seattle. And the King George. And now if somebody could get some torpedoes off on that Richelieu and cause it to turn, we could really cause it some strife right now. That Mushay over there. See if we can get some shots off on that long range, of course. So these guns are not great at long range. And Richelieu's turning, not completely. If we can get the broadside though, then we can really get some damage. And all of our shots missed, of course. Got, imagine the Richelieu's sort of shooting at us now. He's starting to turn. Is he going to turn fully? Send off a salvo. Probably not going to do too much. We're probably going to bounce a lot of these shots if they hit at all. No, we absolutely fluffed that up. We've got a lot of destroyers behind us as well. I don't know where our destroyer fleet's gone. They've got more destroyers than us as well, which is never good. Izimo is a pretty juicy target, but we're just going to start reversing a little bit here because we can get those shots over. We are going to get some really good hits on this Richelieu. I say that, but all our shots miss, of course, because of course they do. We're reloading. That King George is presenting us a nice broadside as well. Reload, 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 reload. Now we're also presenting a very juicy broadside to everybody. We're going to start moving. We've popped our engine boost as well, so we can actually get some movement. Hopefully that Richelieu doesn't have any shots on us. King George, however, Izimo is firing on us. Izimo is going to get some hits on us. And we might get some decent hits on this Izimo. Oh, the accuracy of French guns. Okay, Sarah, I guess. Richelieu's coming around the side there as well. And it's quite close. We can actually probably get our rear guns on target if it does come in. And that St. Louis there is pretty juicy. Should hopefully just be enough lead. He's starting to turn in. Seen the shots coming. Managed to dodge all the shots. Nice job there. Our battleships are all right at the other side of the map and nowhere close to do anything. Got a Bismarck here, which is not good. And King George, we are really, we don't want to be in this position. We are going to get smacked pretty hard. We're going to start turning very, very abruptly here. And our secondary should start lighting up the Richelieu now. We just should actually, this Richelieu's dead. He's going to get hit by torpedoes. That's the end of the Richelieu on their side. What the hell, these destroyers are just, they're going to capture A. They're capping A, of course, but they're not doing any use for the team. Like, they're not helping us out in any way. They're not spotting or anything like that. Really frustrating. St. Louis is starting to come around, and we're going to start turning in here. And we've lost sight of him, unfortunately. We've got a Bismarck. There he is. Okay. We can get our guns on target here. Might be able to cause some serious damage if we get that Citadel that we want. Not very much, really. Not really worth it. The Mushai is in a pretty bad position, but their destroyers are obviously around here. Myoko's just been sunk. We've got to watch out for torps now, because we've basically got enemy destroyers. We've basically oversteered. We're going to take a torpedo here, I think. Oh, lucky they ran out of steam just in the right time. We've got the Bismarck to our broadside. And we've got that little tiny destroyer coming along. That's key. We have to do some fire on that thing just in case. Beautiful. We've got some good over-penetrations there. We don't want to over-penetrate really, but you just, you know, it's going to cause damage, that's the main thing. And we've got the Izimo to our side as well. Our secondary is going to start lighting this guy up, but we are basically broadside on. And we are dead here. What a terrible, terrible team. Not the best play by me, of course. But, yeah, not much we could do. And hello, Kelvin, how you going? Thank you for joining me. And just joining at the worst possible time, where I'm just getting my arse absolutely kicked. Unfortunately, we got given the worst team possible. Unfortunately, the rest of our fleet just sailed endlessly off, and the destroyers did nothing. Completely useless destroyers, unfortunately, and they are grouped up. Did nothing for the team. What an absolute useless pair. Okay, let's head back to the port. And let's get some more action going. Yes, we want to exit. Once it decides it's going to exit. There we go. So we got a defeat there, unsurprisingly. See how we did on the team score, actually, because yeah, we didn't do too bad on the team score, in all honesty. The rest of our team were pretty useless, and the yeah, pretty average team there, in all honesty. Oh dear, you just gotta wonder sometimes. You just have to wonder. Anyway, what should we take out next? I might go for a cruiser next, I think. And what cruiser is better than the Graf Spee? We will take out a sort of merchant raider, I think. So, a cruiser with the guns of a battleship, the Graf Spee. One of my favourite boats, and a very, very cool ship. So let's take her out for another battle. How are you going today anyway, Mr. Calvin? I hope you are well. Oh, trying to choke on some coffee. Alright, let's get battle going. Now, the Graf Spee is an interesting ship. It's kind of good, but it's not great. The guns on it are fantastic, of course, but you can't complain at the guns, because they are very good guns. But you've got very slow firing, basically, battleship guns on a cruiser, and the trouble is a lot of other cruisers tend to have very fast firing, sort of lower caliber guns, of course. So it can be a little bit tricky to play this boat. Because you only have 6 guns as well, you sort of sometimes struggle. Switch to the AP shell straight away. And you have got a slow reload time as well. What's the heading? We'll just hold still a moment. We'll start spinning up the turbines, get the engine working, and start working out where people are heading. I reckon we can get a few people heading towards C, so I reckon we'll go down towards C, I think. See how this goes. Oh, that was a terrible pun, and I'm sorry for it. But yeah, the Graf Spee is a beautiful looking boat as well. Just glorious, and it's that sort of German cruiser design that just was fantastic in the war. You know, it wasn't designed to go fighting ships though, and this is the thing that many people don't realise with the Graf Spee, is it's not designed to really fight other ships. It wasn't a ship fighting ship. God, that's a terrible sentence. It was designed to basically hunt and torment raiders, merchants. It was a merchant raider, much like, you know, the U-boats were and things like that. So basically, the design was to have heavy long-firing guns. It was basically sink merchant ships, and it meant that the armour was a little bit less than it should have been. And it sort of wasn't really wasn't really designed to be sort of a ship to duke it out one-on-one with the enemy ship, you know. And it shows when it was actually hunted down. It did struggle a bit. It did manage to cause a lot of damage to the enemy, but at the same time the enemy basically crippled it, and it had to go to South America and basically scuttle itself. You know, which was very unpopular with the German public. The German public were not happy about this. Dallas over there, broadside on. Let's see if we get some hits. If we get some hits on this, we are going to cause a nice big bit of damage. And we didn't get any hits on it. There's a Königsberg. Now, he's turning in. There is a destroyer coming over there. We're going to get lots and lots of torpedoes. Let's pop our hydro, and let's also put our plane out for spotting purposes. Leander coming around the side there. We might get some good hits on this Leander. We're pretty close as well. Not great damage, but we'll take it. I'm surprised there's not more torpedoes, in all honesty. I was expecting a wall of torpedoes as I sailed around the corner there, but that Leander is dead. I don't know why our destroyer is right over here. Would be nice to actually get it in the mix, actually get some smoke screens up. Try and hit that guy. I don't think we will, but no, unfortunately. We're not going to get any hits on him. We're going to have to start turning and getting away from here, I think, because we're in a really dangerous spot. But as usual, the battleship is not getting into the thick of it. The battleship's holding back, which is just what you want to see. Königsberg is actually presenting a decent target to us if we can get around in time. We're not going to be able to hit it through the smoke there. Now we've got an American cruiser now, and this thing is going to devastate us just because it's going to be firing those slow velocity shells over the top of the hill. We're gonna have to really basically might get some hits on this guy. Beautiful, some good hits, 2 over penetrations and 1 major hit, 1 actual detonation. We're going to start healing now, so that's going to cause some good damage to it. You know, the thing about AP is, you know, if it does actually hit and the fuse goes off, you will cause some serious damage. We're not going to be able to really hit it from here, though. Atsuki is close. Taken out the spotter plane. Launch a torpedo spread just there behind there. And we've got an enemy battleship coming in. We've got a New York coming in. Now, I'm going to swing around. Our rear turrets aren't going to be to bear on this at the moment, but do a torpedo spread just there. Might actually get lucky and take out a... We might actually take out the this guy with a torpedo hit. Oh, he's just backed up in time. Now, we're basically in a really dangerous situation now. We have basically overextended ourselves. We want to basically get a good hit on this Dallas now. If we get... Oh, and we didn't get any citadels there. Torpedo's not reloaded yet. If we had our torpedoes reloaded, we would have been okay. I don't know if Dallas gets torpedoes, I hope not. Because if it does, we're screwed. There we go, that's what we wanted to see. But yeah, we were overextended there. My favourite country in the game is probably... it's probably Britain. I do love the Royal Navy. I know it's cliche. It's terribly cliche, I know. But... yeah, it's the Royal Navy. I do adore them. If that torpedo had hit that Atsuki, that could have been really good. It's a shame it didn't. We didn't do too badly there. Like, we were really stuck when we came around that corner. You know, luckily we did have some backup from the destroyers, but they've kept really far back. You can see that. And again, it's just poor destroyer play. And we've got the Icarus there, which is a British destroyer. Let's try and just get onto the Icarus here. You know, it's just holding back and not doing its job properly. And these two destroyers have just held really far back. If they came forward and did the push, they could have done some really good damage. They've really basically snookered themselves and not helped out. Now, we are probably going to win this game, but the destroyers haven't been helping out too much. So at least we're going to get the win on this game by the looks of it. It's going to take an enormous mess up to actually lose now. Which, you know, I've seen people do. The Acasta there, look, you're probably going to be able to take it on in a gun battle with the British destroyers. But start waiting for it to turn in. Launch torpedoes now. He's going to be launching torpedoes as well in a moment. So you want to basically launch them so when it does start to go broadside, you can actually take it out. But that Atsuki's coming as well. He's down. And hopefully, actually, those torpedoes are going to get 2 for 1. They might actually kill that Akatsuki. The Akatsuki's going to launch torpedoes as well, so you're going to want to start getting out of there, Icarus. Good job. Good job. Now get the hell out of there. Go forwards. Good, good. He is going forwards. Because there's torpedoes incoming. There we go, there they are. So he just managed to get out of there in the nick of time. And also capping the area. So this is going to be a good win for us. I wish I'd survived a bit longer in all honesty. But it's kind of stuck there, as I said, because our team didn't really push with me. And as usual, I imagine the look at the Colorado there. With the Colorado, the Iron Duke, both have pretty much full health. You know, battleship players really don't play battleships properly. It's just one of my big pet peeves. So we'll exit back to port, and we'll go for one more game, I think. Yeah, it's almost like the things with War Thunder as well. Is I have this love of the British vehicles, although they're all pretty crap. However, the good thing is about the British vehicles in World of Warships is they're not bad. You know, the British cruisers and battleships are actually pretty tough. King George is really, really quite good. Just need the actual money to get it. I'm sort of really low on money, and I would love to get the Nelson because such a beautiful ship. The Nelson class battleship is just glorious. It's stupid. It's all no armor whatsoever, but big guns. It's just all guns. That's it. It's just guns, 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 and guns. But you know, the cruisers are actually really good in the British line, and the battleships are pretty hefty as well. The Warspite and the Queen Elizabeth are fantastic. What shall I take out? I might take out HMS Warspite. Or I might actually do a destroyer instead. I haven't done the destroyer yet. I haven't done much with the German destroyers, so let's take out a German destroyer. Low-tier German destroyer. We'll take out the V-170. The V-25 is probably one of the most hilarious destroyers in game. It's really just fun to play, and it's such a low rating as well, as you get to club seals all the time. The V-170 is pretty decent. German destroyers are more gunboats than they are torpedo ships. You have got some decent torpedoes, but they're not the best. Sorry, excuse me. They're not the best. They've got a decent range, but they're okay. I feel like something British. I'm actually going to take out a British destroyer instead. We're going to take out HMS Campbelltown. Yes, the greatest destroyer of them all. Campbelltown is a fantastic ship. It's terrible. It's one of the worst boats in game. It is terrible. Its guns are terrible. The torpedoes are average. It's not very easy to spot, so that's something. But God, this boat is terrible. It's just terrible, and that's why I love it. And that's why I love a lot of British stuff. You know, because they're just terrible. They just are. I did my recent video on the top 5 worst tanks in War Thunder. It was pretty hilarious because every tank, other than the French tank, started with basically the Vickers Armstrong tank was used as a development of this vehicle, and it's just hilarious how every single tank is just British tank designed originally and then built upon by this tank, and I love it so much. The British stuff is just so crap. It's great. And you sort of look at the British vehicles in games and you just think, how the heck did they win the war? Because the German stuff is just so much better. Okay, so we've got a Watake and a Longjiang. So we've got 2 destroyers that are better than us. We've got another Longjiang. We have a South Carolina on both teams. St. Louis. This is the thing that I'm scared of. This thing is going to wipe me out. Chickamauga, not too bad. And then there's a Wix as well. Yeah, we're in trouble, basically. We're not going to survive this. We have some lovely weather as well today. So our goal, what we're going to do is basically get into the sea quite fast. I'm actually going to pop my engine boost straight away. I'm going to run into sea, and then I'm going to try and hide around the corner and try and do stuff. Now, as I said, the torpedoes on this thing are not great. You've got 6 torpedoes, 2 either side. The guns, well, you've got 3 guns and an anti-aircraft gun. And you can't fire all 3 at the same time, because your guns are basically set on the sides here, and then 1 at the front. So you can only fire 2 at most at the same time. You can sort of fire all 3 when you bow on, but you have to wiggle the ship a bit, and it's kind of hard. Now, we're basically going to skirt around sea here and just try not to get spotted. This is our goal here. This is our plan of attack. We're trying to not get spotted, and we're going to try and get around the back and try and flank. I think that's our best option. We're going to go the long way around. We're going to hide. We're going to use our decent camouflage and decent rating of just being very sneaky and hide. Now this is based off... Oh crap, we're doomed. We're doomed. We're doomed! What spotted us? What has spotted us? There's a destroyer that spotted us already. And it's the Watake. So we'll fire off our fantastic guns. There's torpedoes incoming, no doubt. There's lots of torpedoes coming in. We're going to keep firing. Please fire again. Please fire again. Come on. And we've basically been spotted here. Okay, good. There it is. Okay, so let's shoot some torpedoes off there. Now, we're in a lot of trouble now. I'm going to pop our own smoke. But we've got more torpedoes to come, so we should take this Wataki with us at least. Hopefully, maybe. Possibly. No, we've completely stuffed our torpedo run-up. And we're going to die. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Camp Town. It's awful, but it's so fun. You know, if you have a good game in it, you just have great fun. But yeah, we were stuck there. Like, we needed to not get spotted, and unfortunately, there were many people over here, so we kind of got stuffed there. Alright, let's head back to port. The Campbelltown is just it's a hilarious boat. It's just terrible, and it's fun, but that's the thing I love about it. Because it is just terrible, but hilarious. So we got victory in the Graf's Bay, which is good, and we actually got a crate, which is nice. Got a Royal Navy crate, which is nice. Fingers crossed that we get a mission for a ship. Come on, please. Ah, nothing. Nothing. We got some more sovereigns, a couple of flags, but yeah, we didn't get a ship mission. I've not actually got a ship mission yet, which is weird. I've had quite a few crates and nothing as yet. When I was doing the French battleships, I pretty much got the crates every time. So that was a real. It's definitely not been as good as the French one. So I have 13 sovereigns, and with these sovereigns, you can basically buy ships. You build them up by doing tasks and stuff like that. So with the sovereigns, you can buy things. You can buy Mr. Bert Dunkirk, 10-point captain. You can buy the Cossack and the Gallant, as well as the Warspite. And the really good thing is, if you've actually got one of the premium vehicles already, if you buy them with the sovereigns, you get your doubloons back, so it refunds doubloons for you. So you can make you can make quite a lot of doubloons if you already have these ships. It's quite nice. Hey Babisco, what are Warships on PS4? No, I don't know. It might be. I don't keep track of the console stuff, I'm afraid. I know PS4 is getting quite a lot of cool stuff like that, which is neat. Now we're going to get a Royal Navy container with our sovereigns. So we'll see if we get lucky this time. I imagine World of Warships would work quite well on console, especially with controls, because the using the analog sticks and stuff like that, it would work really quite well. It's not really too mouse orientated, this game. Mouse helps, but you're not so reliant on it. Okay, let's see what we get. Again, no mission. Oh wait, no, we got a mission. We got the Augusta. Oh yes, awesome. Okay, so we've got our first one. Welcome and thanks for watching. Nice to have somebody from Brazil. It always amazes me. I'm always gobsmacked by everybody around the world who's watching. It's crazy for me. Just knowing that people all over the world are watching. It's so nice. But yes, we've got the Augusta mission, so that is awesome. So with that, we'll get a 3-point captain and the Augusta. We need to earn 10,000 base experience. Awesome. Okay. Oh, you're from Brazil as well, Calvin. That is awesome. I've got a lot of Brazilian fans, apparently. It's really weird for me looking at... I look at the YouTube analytics, and it's just the amount of people I see from around the world. It's amazing, and I love how small the world is now from the internet. It's just, we get to see people from all around the world, and it's just really nice. Alright, let's take out the Warspite this time. We'll take out a British ship that isn't terrible. Campbelltown, as I said, look, it's not a terrible ship, but it's not the greatest. And, it's mainly a collector's ship. It's fun, it's interesting, and it's just, you know, it's kind of cool. Once British destroyers come into the game, which they are sort of next couple of patches, we're going to get British destroyers coming in. It will be nice to actually have a premium destroyer to sort of help with that aspect. It just gets you used to how the British destroyers play, although for the Campbelltown and the American destroyer, of course. But we've finally got our first mission for a British destroyer, so this will be really, really handy. So we're going to try and get that one. I probably won't do it in the stream because it's probably going to take a few hours to get that unlocked, but it's not a terrible mission. And again, there's something else about, you know, wargaming over other companies that make military themed games is their missions to unlock vehicles are not this hideous grind. They are on some versions. On the World of Tanks, for instance, it can be just hellish, but World of Warships tends to be really quite nice, and lets you, you know, you can actually unlock stuff without too much hassle. You're not having to grind for, you know, 6 days straight to unlock a vehicle. You know, I mean, look at Operation Suffer. You know, it was just hellish. We're fighting a Nelson. Oh, that's such a shame. We're pretty much the lowest tier battleship here, so we're going to struggle a lot. One of the things about the Warspite, it has got good guns. Good aim as well. It's not quite modelled in game how good the aim was. Submarines. I am looking forward to that gameplay. I've had a quick play on the test server, and on the dev server it is pretty fun. It's an interesting aspect of the game, and it's going to really change up World of Warships. It's going to make the game very different. Having submarines in the game will really, really be a big change, and it's going to make people have to play differently, because especially battleship players, you know, you get the battleship players that sit at the back of the map, and because they've got, you know, 22 kilometer range guns, and they just sit right at the back of the map and do nothing all game, other than, you know, just firing HE spam at people, and, you know, then being like, oh look, I did 200,000 damage and took no damage. Yeah, but you didn't really, you know, you helped do the damage, but you didn't do too much to help the team win, because you sort of didn't soak up that damage that was needed. You know, all your cruisers and stuff had to basically do the battleship job for you. But what submarines are going to do is it's going to really make it hard for a battleship captain to sit at the back of the map. It's also going to mean that destroyers are going to be just so valuable for a game, because they are going to be there to actually drop depth charges to take out submarines. The thing with the battleships is you're not going to be able to take out submarines with them unless they're on the surface. Of course, the subs have to surface for the oxygen, but they're very sneaky. So a submarine could theoretically take out a battleship that sits at the back of the map unguarded without too much trouble. I think what it's going to do is make people actually play more in convoy style gameplay, actually keep with their destroyers, keep with their cruisers, not be a lone wolf as much, because the submarines are going to pose a real threat. Aircraft carriers are going to be really affected by this, because submarines are going to be able to hunt down an aircraft carrier. Now what I'm hoping for is that aircraft will be able to spot submarines even when they're submerged at sort of periscope depth. They will be able to spot them with quite relative ease. That's sort of what I'm hoping for. I'm not going to have the range on that New Orleans, unfortunately. to start turning in right here and start getting in towards this cliff face. Hopefully we're going to start spotting some ships and I can start getting the guns on to target. Nelson is out there, and that's a juicy target because it has no armour. But yeah, submarines are really going to change the gameplay, and they're actually really fun. When the Halloween event comes out, definitely give it a play because it is just so much fun. This year as well is really good because you've got all the different Halloween events you can actually play. And you play those to actually unlock the submarines, which is really, really neat. It's a really neat sort of, a really neat dynamic for unlocking it. Well, we're getting close to that Nelson, actually. I reckon if I fire that here, I might get some hits on target on that Nelson. Doesn't really matter at what angle I fire here, these shells should go through the Nelson's armour. A little bit short. Oh, we got one over penetration on the bow. Basically, the Nelson has no armour, so if we can get the Citadel, we are going to go through it, even at this really weird angle. Start to turn in. Fire off a full salvo, and hopefully we'll get some good hits on this guy. Come on, give me some good hits. One deflection. That was poor. That was a real shame. The New Mexico's coming around the corner there, and unfortunately our range booster's just gone out just at the worst time because we've just got a nice broadside on that Nelson now, just as we needed it. But that Nelson's going to go down relatively quickly. The Nelson is a very cool ship, but it has like no armor whatsoever. It was basically an all or nothing ship, so basically what that means is it had big old guns on it but had no armor, and as you can see it's just getting an absolute hammering from our team. Now it's just slightly out of range. Fire off a salvo just in case, we might get some hits on it here. Might. I reckon we're just going to be just a little bit short. Oh, so close. They were just so tantalizingly close, those shots. As always is my luck with guns. So, I'm going to start going around the other side of the island here. I don't want to go around this way because I'm just going to expose myself to too many ships. So yeah, the submarine gameplay is really, really fun on the test server. Cold coffee. And I'm expecting a lot from it. It's going to be very fun when it comes out. And again, it's something that, well, Wargaming's beating Wargaming is beating Gaijin to the dance, to the ball basically, because although Gaijin actually had submarines last year for Halloween, this might be some juicy hits on that New Mexico. We've got real good broadside on it. We might go through its Citadel armor here. No, we didn't go through the Citadel, but we did cause some serious damage. We'll start turning in, just giving ourselves a little bit of angling on it. And we'll start slowing down a little bit as well. He's starting to turn, unfortunately. But this guy has basically got all the fires in the world on him. And he's firing HE at me, so that's not so great, but HE's not too much of a problem. Serious damage there, that's good. This guy's going to die in next salvo, I'd say. He's burning, 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 and this should kill him if it hits. There we go, beautiful. Bit of a kill steal. And we've got Megami there, and then that New Orleans. Now Megami is going to fire quite a lot of HE at us. 2 fires I think is suitable for actually putting a fire out. That New Orleans out there. Fire for salvo. And then Megami as well, fire for salvo as well. We're just going to start moving away. We might get some good hits here. 1 hit. 1 fire, that's not too bad. We can live with 1 fire. This guy is playing with fire though, being broadside onto a battleship. He's doing the right thing by turning that little bit again. And he's avoided. Got a lot of torpedoes coming in here. And we've got a double fire on us again, which is not too nice. And we've got a torpedo spread that's basically going to hit us no matter what we do. Put the flooding out. But we've got some heavy damage now. Luckily our repair came just at the right time. But we are going to need some health. And our destroyers are not really scouting enough for us at the moment. I'm going to pop up my plane just to actually scout for me. I'm going to pop the spotter plane up just to do some scouting. And we're going to get out of here before we completely die. There's the guy that launched the torpedoes, that G61. Now we've got AP loaded. We'll switch to HE just in case we get some shots on him, and we've got a heal. So we're going to heal up now. Now our team's losing pretty badly, unsurprisingly. That T61 is a dangerous, dangerous boat to play with though in a battleship. New Orleans is dead, thankfully. We're not doing too badly on this side of the map. We've lost a lot of ships, but yeah, we're not doing too good. Scharnhorst is going to go down soon. We've still got the number of battleships, but they have got more destroyers. We've really got to be careful now. We're not spotted at the moment, which is good. We've got our guns, and here's that T61. So, where are you going? There you are. No, you beat you. Yes, you are. These could be some juicy shots. Some okay hits there. We fired a little bit short, in all honesty. He's probably going to escape before we can get our next salvo off, unfortunately, but he's on fire and he's taken a lot of damage. The Cleveland's coming up now. That Cleveland is going to decimate him. Yeah, didn't even need to get that second shot off. He's gone. Good job, Cleveland. And Cleveland didn't get hit by torpedoes either, which is what we needed. Now, what have we got? We have got the King George right there, and then we've got the Icarus coming along over there. Yeah, that Icarus is probably going to be a hard target to hit. Send off a salvo just in case. Up there will be okay. Cleveland's just been decimated by the King George. What are you doing, King George? Fellow British battleship over there. Send off a salvo. We might just sit here for a little bit. Set some fires. Not detected now, unfortunately. I'm going to do another heal. King George is going to basically use all the HE in the world on us. There is an American cruiser. This is our death. Now, if we can go unspotted, we'll be fine, but we're not going to get that. Possibly start reversing. 2 fires on us, which is not good. Wait for this salvo to come in, and we'll put those fire out. Put the fires out. But we're in range of Cleveland as well. We are screwed. Yeah, the HE spam from the American cruisers is just so strong. There's not much you can do on a battleship against them. Especially when they're hidden behind an island. We are dead. Dead. Down we go. Wasn't too bad a game though. we managed to set that King George on fire, which is something, so we get a little bit of extra damage. We basically lost the team. Again, been having some bad luck with the teams, and you know, there's a thing of blaming teams and then being like, well, is it my problem? Is it their problem? And sometimes it's a bit of both, but this game the team really did suck and just sailed into torpedoes constantly, so that didn't help our cause. Matchmaking can be a problem sometimes, as if you get poor battleships or poor ships on your team, it can be really problematic. Usually it's pretty balanced. That Scharnhorst has survived somehow. But yeah, we're pretty much doomed in this game. So let's head back to port. And I think with an hour and 25 minutes, I'm going to call it an end here for today's stream. A bit of a pop-up stream, so yeah, just surprised how many people I got watching, so thank you so much for coming and watching today. Really appreciate it. I'm sort of 50-50 on whether I'm going to keep streaming on YouTube or Twitch. I'm sort of, I don't know, one of them I'll do. As I say, I might do both with each stream, but we'll see what happens there. But thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you've been enjoying the video, so remember to subscribe to the channel and all that jazz. And I will see you all next time. Have a great day. This is me, Screezilla, out. Bye-bye.